Well, that didn't go so well. But in short, it didn't go well because I didn't really take the time to take into account those ogres are harder than I thought they were. We're still fairly low level. So I'm going to head back there and then we'll join you again. So here we are back in the... And basically nothing changes if you leave an area. Everything that was dead is still dead, everything that was alive is still alive, and all the enemies are exactly where you left them. Which can be kind of awkward if they're all right at the front of the door like they are here. Well, that wasn't very good. But I'll heal up and clean up and be right back. Okay, so we're back in this cave. And this chest has a trap on it, I know that. That's pretty much the only thing in the area. Unfortunately, I don't see... Oh, it would help if I actually used the character who was a thief. It's not showing me the trap. So what I'm going to do... Oh, there it is. And even though I do know that the trap is there, the trap DCs in this game tend to be fairly high. So I'm going to keep everybody back, so just in case. See, it's a DC 25, so I actually have a chance. Even at max skill, I have a chance of automatically triggering the trap when I try to disable it. Though not a very high one. It's not worth it to try and have a part-time thief. If you're not going to keep those skills maximized, you may as well ignore them. So we're headed back out on the map, and I'm going to go over to the Singing Caverns. And apparently I just got ambushed by a bunch of kobolds. And I am just going to pay them off because it's not worth the time it would take to kill them, and it costs all of 11 gold. Especially as you get towards the end of the game, you will end up paying your way out of most fights where you fail. In some cases you can't. It only works against humanoid enemies, for example. And I need to remember exactly where I'm going. But it avoids a lot of just the random over and over and over again of the same fights. So this area has its own little special music, and more or less the shtick in this area is that you have treasure lying around, and it's protected by traps and spiders. Um, Once again, this area is not extremely hard. It's simply that the way it's laid out, it becomes very hard to control the pace and direction of fights. Here's our trap. So I'm going to cast a couple buffs and get ready for what we're about to run into. And we'll try and disable the trap and probably fail. Oh wow, I succeeded. However, even though you don't set off the trap anymore and go into the web, the spiders still charge at you. Turn on some rapid shot here. I gained that level, and so we're now all level 6, and 2 of my characters picked up the rapid shot feat, which essentially just gives me more attacks. The annoying thing about this area is that the monsters all these spiders have poison, so you end up with characters who are weakened by poison, weakened as in strength lowered. Sort of annoying. And if they make their original poison save, then it's fine. Otherwise, you have to wait for the poison to wear off, and then cast some sort of restoration. Or you could just deal with it, but it gets kind of annoying after a while, especially when they can't walk at normal speed. And the other problem with this area is that since it's tight corridors, you have a tendency to get stuck on things and not actually be able to get everybody into the fight, which is sort of annoying. And there's another group of spiders here, so I'm going to get some of that cast. Here it is. And once again, the spiders show up. I wonder what happens if you try to sleep spiders. Oh, let's try it. Immune to mind-affecting spells. Yeah, sleep is kind of an early game thing. Once you get past the just first couple fights, it ceases to be useful. But for those first couple fights, it's completely and utterly just... I hesitate to use the term broken for a level 1 spell, but it's pretty good. So... And there's an amulet here, but it's not the singing amulet. It is, however, an amulet of natural armor. The rest of this stuff here is junk. The copper crown you could enchant, I guess, but... This amulet of natural armor +1, I'm going to give it to her, even though she has bark skin cast, because she's always going to be the one who's in front, regardless of whether or not she's actually buffed or not. And there is one last area here. No, I don't want a level. I only want a level 2 summon. And we made a critical failure on that trap. However, we're not actually standing in the trap, so it hasn't. The trigger that summons the spiders isn't here. So we're just gonna wait for the web to wear off, because it doesn't last very long at all. And I'll just wait. And there it goes. So since this is the last fight of the area, I'm gonna cast one more buff, and then go grab the chest, including the singing pendant. And what is this ring? Well, it's interesting. He can't identify it. So we'll hand it to the bard, who will cast Identify on it at some point. The singing pendant also summons bats, which are really annoying, because it's sort of hard to tell where they are, because they're not very large. Combat casting, physician, heal thyself. And then switch back to rapid shot mode. And start shooting at bats. Anyway, that's the end of the singing pendant quest. Well, I have to go hand it in, so I'll meet you in the next video.